How's it? So it's been a while since I've posted anything. It is on the 17th of May I released the War EP, which is available on Spotify, and it's available on Deezer and Tidal and Amazon and iTunes and Google Play and Bandcamp and everything. So Vortex Afternoon War. That's the EP, 6 songs, so please check it out. It's also right here on my YouTube channel. Every song's got a music video or a lyric video, so please check it out. And then I released the instrumental called Get Away about 2 weeks ago, which is actually, you'll notice it's in the intro song of all my Daniel photography videos on my channel, which I'll link here somewhere. That I use for work for Daniel photography. So that's the intro sequence, that's the song that plays there. But other than that, I mean, I did some vlogs while I was recording the War EP and when I released it, and I haven't really gotten around to anything since then. But what I want to do is I just want to sort of delve into some of the stuff that I do when I play. I mean, there's a lot of guys on YouTube who does absolutely phenomenal tutorials on guitar theory and how to play certain songs. I mean, I'm not a good guitarist by any stretch of the imagination, a great guitarist. I mean, I play lead and I play rhythm, but it works for me, but I would never be able to pass as a session musician. I know the bare minimum of theory. So a lot of the stuff that I've learned when I'm self-taught is kind of works for me. Now, I'm going to try and share some of those things because I believe it might be useful for you. Maybe you're also an unschooled self-taught guitarist, and some of the hacks that I've learned may help you. Bear in mind that when I learned guitar, there was no internet, no YouTube. The town that I grew up in, as far as I know, I was the only person that tried to play guitar, never mind could play guitar. A very small town on the west coast of South Africa. So I just didn't to find a sheet with chords and lyrics was amazing. I mean, by the time it got you, it was like the tape trading scene. I mean, the thing was photocopied 750 times. You could barely read the lyrics and what have you. So a lot of the stuff I had to learn by ear and teach myself, and as a result I probably learned a lot of bad habits, but I also believe I learned a couple of useful little tricks. Today what I'm going to show you is, if you listen to any of the War EP solos, most of them, especially Magic Carpet Ride, and also if you listen to the main riff of the song Armistice, it employs what is called a double stop. Now, a double stop is basically just two notes played together. So if you can see that, I'm playing those two or those, and a guitar is strung to fourth intervals. With other words, they're all 4 notes apart. So E is 4 notes removed in the major scale. 4 notes removed from A. D is 4 notes removed from the A. G from D. B is a third from E, and that's what we're going to focus on. The second and the third string on a guitar, they are tuned to a third interval. So G and B are 3 notes or a third note apart. So G is 1, A is 2, B is the third. So it's a third apart. Do, re, mi. So do and mi, they are do and mi, whereas the rest of the strings are tuned to do, re, mi, fa. So it's do and fa. Alright. So what we're going to look at is basically playing a double stop scale in the third interval. And this I learned from a book in maybe 1995, 1996. One of the first things I learned that was reasonably useful in terms of playing solos and filling out my music. Now, this is a nice little trick you'll see when I explain it just now, to fill out your soloing, or even in little fills in rhythm guitar playing. So a G, if we're going to work with the G note, because we work on the third and the second string, and the third is a G note, we're going to make that our root. So we're going to play in the G scale. So if I was to play the G scale, single line, single note, it would be like this. Again, it's the major scale. So it's Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. All right. Now, if I add a third, it's basically a harmony. So if I was to sing in harmonies in different voices, that's called harmonies or intervals. So I'm going to add the third interval. So I'm going to play the whole scale and add a third interval. Now we've got a string, the second string, that is conveniently placed a third interval apart. So that should make it easy for us to play this G major scale with a third interval attached on top of it to create like a nice harmony. Right, so I'm going to show it to you physically, not, you know, sort of on the scale, on the frets, how to do it. So G string, third string, 0, that's your open string, that's root. So it's 1, G, you add the open string B, so the second string. So both of them are on the 0 fret, on the nut. Then A gets a C. So let's see if I can show you. So the third string, second fret, second string, first fret. Like the top part of an A minor chord. And those are actually the two shapes, finger shapes, that you'll use through the whole scale. So it's a flat one, or if I was to show it up here, you basically bar it. The nut is like a straight finger, it bars it. Then it's a skew one, so it moves up 2, this one moves up 1. There and there. So if I got to run through it quickly, it's G, A adds a C, B adds a D, C adds an E. So here, that chord shape changes back to a flat one. D to an F sharp, it's a flat one. Then we go back to the skew one. E gets a G, F sharp gets an A, G gets a B again. So that's your octave. So it sounds like this. Now, literally, how I visualized and learned it was saying flat, skew, flat, skew, flat, skew. So this is a flat, and this is a skew. So it would go like this: flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. All right. So flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. Now remember that. Now the cool thing about this is this can transpose over the whole fretboard. Now if you were to transpose or capo or play a power chord here of A, so for instance we're in C now, on the 3rd fret, we play A, not power chord, bar chord. That would become our 0. So it's flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. There you go, that's in C, or in B flat, so that's down here. 0, so it's flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. Right, what's the use of this? Alright, so obviously you can transpose through the whole. Maybe I should add as well, remember once you pass through the 12th fret, the guitar basically, the fretboard repeats itself. Right, so this is an octave, so everything's the same after the 12th fret, just higher. So if I was to play, for instance, from D, I'm going to do, that's my D chord, A chord, A shape D. So that's D, skew, skew, flat, which is the same as down there. Skew, sorry, D. So that's how you can play it as well. So that way you can learn the whole fretboard. So if I'm in E, that's flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. Just remember that the moment you pass through here, past the 12th fret, it's the same down here. So you can keep on playing here as well. And I run out of frets there. But so whatever you do here, is the same as down there. All right, so just remember that. Now you might say, okay, Donnie, that's very cool. How does it help me? Now, if you play, for instance, if you sing a harmony and you add a harmony, it fills things out. So if I was to play a very simple melody, like, or Mary had a little then I could be able to fill it out like this. So yeah, so I played with the thirds, it feels more fuller. Or for instance, I'm keeping everything in the key of G, obviously it works everywhere else. So if I'm playing in the key of G, A minor, C, let's do that. So I'll be playing A minor, A minor, C, G. Now that's very cool and all, but if I want to add a little bit of a fill, I suppose I could use a single note. But it sounds a little bit silly like that, doesn't it? Okay, so what if I now do my little thing that I learned? So I can play the notes in the scale by using these double stops. Now you can play other intervals as well. I'm just showing you the third. So if I'm playing G, so you're able to fill out your rhythm guitar with very simple little melodies, but by adding that little interval, you create a complex sound and it just sounds great. And you'll see this a lot in folk music. Like I said, you can do it in C, the same thing. So all the keys you can do that, and you'll notice that a lot in my solos. Also, for instance, a well-known solo that employs the use of these double stops is Two Steps Behind by Def Leppard. And I'm going to do a cover very soon, and you'll see it in the solo as well. They actually use this in the key of E quite a bit. So basically G, B, C sharp with a third. They employ double stops up here, but this is in fourths and fifths in that solo. But because you're playing acoustic guitar, single note doesn't carry very well. So if you want to fill it out a little bit, you can arpeggiate those double stops and you get a fuller sound. So that's really how I use it. And like I said, if you listen to my music, you'll hear it a lot. Now, again, this is basic major theory. There's definitely guys out there who can explain it better, but if you listen to my music, you'll hear a lot of this. I love using double stops and I love arpeggiating them, especially in solos, even on electric guitar. It's just a nice way, and because it can slide, it's extremely nice, especially in blues music and also in acoustic folk stuff. But if you use it on an electric guitar, it can be very powerful. And like I said, I've employed it a lot on the War EP. Now, I hope that helped. I hope I didn't confuse you, which I'm sure I could have. But yeah, drop me a message if you want more explanation, or check out somebody on YouTube that can really play guitar and explain it in a much better way. But that's just really how I understand. So just remember, flat, skew, skew, flat, flat, skew, skew, flat. That is the sequence for a major chord on the third and the second string to play a third interval double stop.